Ok, donc bonjour. Aujourd'hui, c'est le jeudi 28 janvier. Donc, on va commencer par quel et ce, pour terminer module 2. Et puis des questions. Donc, hier, je vous ai parlé de ce semestre, un petit peu, comment ça va marcher. Donc, je voulais vous donner l'occasion de poser des questions. Et puis pour demain, et puis advisory, Wildcat Advisory. OK. Quel est ce? So at the end of last semester, we kind of talked about quel and ce just a little bit in passing. And what I'd like to do is kind of wrap up what we're working on with those. And I think we can do that today if we really work at it. So quel et ce are tricky in that they agree, okay? So they're adjectives. So they agree with the noun they modify. So we've got quel pantalon, quelle chemise, quelle chaussure, quel chapeau. Just to review, who can tell me why it's changing like that? Yeah, so with quel, we really want to talk about the gender and quantity, right? So masculine singular is going to be spelled like this. Feminine singular is going to be spelled like this. Feminine plural, masculine plural. So you've got a lot of different options with quel, but pronunciation doesn't change, right? And that's one of the reasons why I said yesterday, if you get this 80% right, cool, awesome. 80% would be like excellent. I'd be very happy with that. We're not looking to master this and to be 100% flawless in this, but I do want to give you a chance to practice it a little bit to get good at it. So we've just reviewed quel. I'd like to take a moment to do an activity on Canvas now, and then we can come back and do the same thing with ce. Maybe go through some of the activities in the activity workbook, the activity slides, and I'll bring those up for a moment. So when I talk about the activity workbook, I'm thinking about this, the Unit 2 activities slides. And by the end of next week or mid-week 3, you'll be turning this in, okay? We'll be finishing Unit 2 and you'll have completed these. So at the end of last semester, you did a little bit of this. Maybe you filled in these blanks. And maybe you did these 2 activities, right? I assume you kind of did them with quel. We're going to do the same thing today with ce, where you'll fill out this part, which again, maybe you already filled it out because we talked about at the end of the last semester, last week, really. Okay, we'll fill this in. And then we'll go through a couple activities here and then also on Canvas to practice with ce. We'll see if we have time for the one on Canvas. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over the answers now. All right, awesome. So yeah, so for quel, these are the correct answers, right? We've got singular masculine, singular feminine, masculine plural, feminine plural. All right. And so with these, what I'm really encouraging you to do is to start looking at, okay, when you do vocabulary for French, to memorize not just the vocabulary word, but also its gender, especially for plural ones, because it doesn't show necessarily. And yeah, to start thinking about that. And if you forget, to look in the rest of the sentence. Sometimes you won't get a good clue. Like for this one, we didn't get a good clue. But in other ones, you can look at the adjectives like blanche et verte for a clue in what the gender of the word is. All right. So again, quel, I'm not too worried about you mastering it. Again, if you got half of them right, I'm thrilled. All right, I'm not 100% worried about you absolutely every time getting these spellings right, because it sounds the same and you'll be able to communicate. That's the essential. All right. Awesome. Okay, let's talk a little bit about ce. Let's see what time it is. I'm gonna have to get used to this new schedule. And then I wanna give you a chance to ask questions about the schedule. Okay, so for ce, it follows the same pattern. So ce pantalon, cette jupe, ces pyjamas. Ce is a little bit easier though. In what way? So quel, you gotta more of them. Why does ce have fewer? Ce, cette, c'est. What's happening here that simplified things for us? Yeah, exactly. So ce pantalon, masculine, singular. Cette jupe, feminine, singular. And then it's a lot simpler than quel in that when it's plural, it's just c'est. So when it's plural, gender doesn't matter. It's just c'est. And that makes things a little bit simpler. That's really nice. All right. So let's go ahead and do a couple of activities. I'll give you some time to complete the activities in your workbook in this activity kind of slides. And I would love for you to finish at least one of these 2 slides today. If you can, finish both of them. That would be really excellent. If you've already finished both of them and you are a superstar, I would recommend going to the calendar and completing this activity. So you can get it out of the way and that'll make less work for you tomorrow because that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. It's the same thing where you're just picking the right one. All right. So at the very least, you get one of these done. So slide 18 or 19 in your packet. Kind of middle ground, it'd be nice if you completed both of them. And then really going way, way, way above and beyond, you can complete this activity. But we'll be spending time in class tomorrow completing this activity. All right, so I'll give you a moment. And once you finish, if you would please give me a react in Zoom, maybe the party popper, I don't know. Okay, so let's go over these answers for this activity, and then we can go over the Canvas activity. We can go through that tomorrow and kind of wrap this up. Okay, so for ce, you've got ce, cet, cet, sich. All right, so it's going to depend on gender, right? Mostly, and then if it's plural, it's just going to be c'est. Pretty straightforward. So it helps to know the gender of these different words. Donc, tu aimes cette écharpe, feminine plural, feminine singular rather. Tu aimes cette écharpe, une écharpe, une écharpe. Tu aimes cette écharpe? Non, je préfère ce chapeau. Do you like this scarf? No, I prefer this hat. I don't know. Okay. Tu aimes ce jean? Oui, mais est-ce que je peux avoir ce t-shirt aussi, maman? Do you like this pair of jeans? Yeah, but can I also have this t-shirt? Je voudrais cette chemise, une chemise. So you've got singular masculine for chapeau, singular masculine jean, singular masculine t-shirt, but then singular feminine, cette chemise, une chemise. Moi aussi, mais il te faut cette chemise-ci pour les concerts de chorale. Je ne vais pas acheter tous ces vêtements pour toi. Again, when it's plural, CES, c'est, right? So it's pretty, it gets a lot simpler, right? Plural, it's simple. No need to worry about gender. Mais maman, je n'arrive pas à décider si je veux cette jupe ou ces 2 jeans. So we went over those last week, and here they are again. How about this one? Can you please put your answer in the chat for number 5, number 6? There are 2 answers for number 6. And then 7 and 8. Okay, so I'll go through the answers for this one, and then we can come back to it tomorrow before starting the Canvas quiz activity, all right? So again, like with quel, I'm not looking for you to 100% master these. I just wanna start practicing these as a way of talking about how adjectives change, depending on gender and stuff in French, and you'll be using these quite a bit. Quel, to ask questions, and ce, for demonstrating, for indicating, oh, well, this one, all right? So here are the answers, and again, if you didn't get them all, that's okay. So, numéro 5, ce pull ne me plaît pas du tout. This sweater, un pull, masculine singular, ce pull. Oui, mais essaie-le quand même. Regarde cet appareil photo. So this is weird. It's when it's singular masculine and starts with a vowel. Again, this is not something you have to retain, okay? It's just, I'm putting it out there, and if you retain it, great. If you don't, it's fine. Cette chanson est trop belle. So even if you don't know the word chanson, you can look at, belle. Oh yeah, belle. I know that that's feminine. So you can guess, okay, it's probably feminine singular. Quelle chaussette est-ce que tu vas choisir? Je pense que je préfère ces chaussettes bleues. I think I like these blue socks. All right. So that's ce. And again, tomorrow what we'll do is we'll come together and kind of work on that a little bit before then moving on and doing the this Canvas activity. All right, so we'll do that tomorrow. I wanted to make a space, especially since there were quite a few people absent yesterday. I think there was a lot of confusion with the new semester. It's all good. I went through yesterday, I went through a few slides kind of explaining the semester and how it's going to be a little different. And I wanted to go through those really, really quickly to give you a chance to ask about them and about how it's going to be different. And then I'm going to talk to you about Wildcat Advisory. So please stick around.
Good morning, students.
So if you go to your Canvas course dashboard, it's going to look a little different for you than it does for me. You have different classes. You'll notice one of the classes, you may have to scroll down a little bit, but one of the classes there is Wildcats Advisory. And you'll notice my name is on there. So the way advisory is working this year is you're with your fourth hour teacher, and that's me. So it's different from typical advisory. And what I'd like you to do is to click on, so to go into that class, let's go ahead and go into student view. So again, you're in student view, you're in Wildcats Advisory Hair S2. Click on January. And I'm going to start this video with you today, but we'll finish it tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and just play the start of this video for you, and then we'll finish it tomorrow, and we'll do a little activity around it tomorrow at the end of class tomorrow.
Hi, this is Mr. Van Osteren. I want to welcome you guys all to Advisory for 2020. In this presentation, I'm going to go over a few things. Today, I'm going to cover how Advisory is going to work, how you'll earn credit in Advisory, what assignments you'll complete this semester, and then what the assignment is for today. We're going to lead into scheduling. So how Advisory will work this year, we didn't have Advisory first semester. We're embedding Advisory into the last 15 minutes of your class right before lunch every Tuesday. So this quarter, your class right before lunch is your fourth hour class. So your Advisory group and your Advisory class is going to take place with the same group of students from your fourth hour class, just the last 15 minutes. So it'll be different content, and it's going to take place during what we're calling office hours time in class, and that's not the same as the before and after school office hours. This is the office hours with our new schedule is just embedded into the class period, a time to do some work or connect with your teacher. Quarter 3, the class right before lunch is going to change. So your Advisory class is going to get switched to third hour. It's going to remain on Tuesday. It's going to be the last 15 minutes of class, that office hours time at the end of regular instruction with third hour, and it'll be right before lunch. To earn credit in Advisory, which is still going to be a quarter credit per year, even though we didn't do any work in Advisory semester 1, you'll complete the Advisory curriculum, which is housed in the Wildcats Advisory course. This may or may not be on your dashboard yet for the first day. It will be pushed out soon if it's not there already. For today, you don't need to access anything in Canvas. Your teacher will show you this video. So here's.
Okay, so again, so next week, for example, next Tuesday at the end of our French class, we'll have the last 15 minutes that's reserved for office hours. We'll be spending that in Advisory, doing Advisory stuff. And so every Tuesday at the end of fourth hour, at the end of our French class, we'll spend 15 minutes in what they're calling Wildcat Advisory, which is this kind of virtual alternative to a traditional advisory.
It's just a visual, because I think it could be a little confusing. It's different than the way we've done in the past in a couple of ways. So this quarter 3, it's going to be Advisory during fourth hour and the time is going to be the end of fourth hour on Tuesdays, the last 15 minutes. For fourth quarter, the hour is going to be third hour, but it's still going to be the end of third hour every Tuesday, the last 15 minutes. So assignments and advisory. This time of year, you'll probably remember from last year, if you were at the high school, we do a lot of work around scheduling. That'll be the next 3 advisories. And so today's lesson is going to lead directly into that. Also in advisory, we have some important school-wide events coming up. The ACT and the Aspire testing, and in advisory, we also get key information about that and even get some of the paperwork done in advance. Finally, there's certain lessons that don't fit anywhere else in the curriculum. Socio-emotional learning, equity, and life after high school, your personalized path. Those are also focuses of the advisory course. I want to get into today's assignment, and the big thing.
I don't want to get into today's assignment. I want to do that tomorrow. So again, what I really wanted to give to you today was, hey, this is how it's going to be working at the end of French 2. On Tuesdays, we'll be spending some time in advisory. And if, I don't think any of you are, one person here is a freshman, but the rest of you have experience with advisory last year, where advisory is a time to talk about life after high school, talk about career, talk about testing, but also just generally connect and have it's kind of like homeroom. I don't know if you had homeroom in middle school. I know I had a homeroom when I was in middle school and high school. And it's kind of like that, where like we just take some time to connect. And that's really tough right now. Teachers miss connecting with you, and you may or may not miss connecting with us. Or you may just miss connecting with people in general. So I'm really glad we're doing advisory. I'm really glad y'all are in my advisory, that it's a small class. There's just like 12 of us. I'm really grateful for that. And I'm grateful that y'all are here, to have y'all specifically, because I was able to get to know you a little bit last quarter, and now we can keep building on that in French 2 and in advisory. So I'll go ahead and stop the recording, but I'm happy to answer some questions. We will have a little bit more time tomorrow for questions too.